And it's a good evening to you folks out there. It's Wednesday night and it's 19th of August. And just sitting here, I'm trying out a new toy here. It's not a new toy, but it's the actually recording video camera in my laptop computer. It's an ACER, it's a 19-inch, and I've never done the recording in the computer before, nor tried putting it on Facebook. So tonight's going to be a new experiment with me, so just bear with me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about a couple of days we've had. We had a great pig roast out at Salmo, and there's four people there, Jack and Colin, Dennis and myself, and Dennis is a guitar player and singer, and he's around 84 years old, and Colin I think is 82, and he plays guitar and sings. I'm playing pedal steel guitar, and Jack plays bass guitar, and so we get together as a bunch of old fogies, and we play once in a while for a pig roast they have out there. And it was great. We had lots of nice people came out, and the food was tremendous. It was a little bit warm. We got a little bit muggy later in the afternoon, but we had a good time. We told a few jokes, and it's a real friendly group, and it was a great thing. It's about the fifth time that I've been out there, and they have it every year in the warm part of the summer. And they cook the pig locally there, pardon me, and everybody brings some food, and the food is tremendous. We had macaroni and cheese and potatoes and roast pork and cake and pies and all kinds of good stuff. And for a bunch of seniors, we did a great job. We had a good job. We went over a bunch of old songs, and sure, we made a couple of mistakes, but I think we're about the only ones that noticed. And people were dancing near the end, but most of the time it's just a bunch of people that sit around the tables, and they haven't seen each other for a while, so they're doing some visiting, and it's a really good social event. So it was a great time. I had trouble with my guitar. My volume control started acting up on me, and also the delay unit. So I've decided to go with the reverb itself, and also I've ordered a couple new volume controls for my guitar. I've taken the one apart that it's on and cleaned it completely, and it seems to be working okay now, but just in case I have another problem, I'll have to put a new switch on it. That's about a 15-minute job. So all's going well, and I'll tell you about a couple of days I've been down to the park and also walking through the mall area. Met a fellow from Germany the other day and his girlfriend, and they're over in Nelson, BC. They're visiting some people they know here, and they've never been here before, and they love the place with the lake and the mountains and stuff like that. So we had a nice chat to talk with the guy. He's a mechanic and a welder from Germany. Today I met a nice couple. There's actually two couples, and one couple live here. I've met them before, and the fellow and his wife are from Alberta. They're from I think he said Lethbridge, and we had a talk. And he's a guitar player, and he say he plays in bands and stuff over there. So maybe I get a chance to play with him sometime. And we had a really nice visit and talked about Alberta and talked about northern BC. And it's so nice to be retired. You walk down to the park. I've got that memorial bench there for my wife, and people are sitting on the bench, and we sit down and talk to them and tell them about the bench and tell them about how many years we were married and talk about the life and talk about the city of Nelson and also the Kootenays. I have a bunch of yellow cards with the history of the Kootenays on it. We've got 8,000 pictures of old highways, operations and bridges and roads and snow plowing and stuff like that. And some beautiful pictures of people who worked for the Highways Ministry, welders and mechanics and operators and stuff like that. And also our training operator, Bob Lyons, he was in on that too. And Jeff Robinson and his wife have been doing the uploading of the pictures. It's a great thing. And on that particular zip drive or on the website, I give a yellow card to the people with my address and phone number and name on it. And also on the back of the card, there's two websites there. One is to do with the old highways pictures, and another website to do with the Capitol Theater here locally. And some beautiful songs on there. And I like giving it away because it gives people a chance to capitalize on learning about the Kootenays. I'll just read you the two web links. I don't can see them here because the writing will be backwards. But I have these cards printed up. So I'll just read that to you. My name's on top, and it says pedal steel guitarist and PM program specialist. That was my job with highways, was preventive maintenance, and my phone number on there, and also a house address and cell phone number, and also a Gmail number, oryrbrj@gmail.com. You give them the card, and on the back of the card there's two websites. I'll just tell you what they are. You go on Facebook and you type in the following: Highways BC Region 3 in the rearview mirror 1959 to 94. You'll find 8,000 very nice pictures of bridges and roads and ferry systems throughout the region. And lots of pictures that you might see pictures of somebody you know. Unfortunately, a lot of those people are dead now. It's sad, but we're all going to go one day. And the second site is you go on YouTube and you type in Rubinoff 100, click on the deer, click on the word videos, and enjoy. There's 50 videos on there of music from the Capitol Theatre, and there's also lots of sites on there with people who play music, good musicians, and there's also some really nice videos of people, workers out on a job site putting down salt and sand on the highway system and also plowing snow. And the only good part about that is that if you're ever involved in a major accident and they're not putting the sand and salt out on the highway, the standards are shown in the video. So feel free to use that video, download it, and use it, enjoy, and use it any way you can. So in the last few days, we've met several people, found several couples from Alberta, from Lethbridge area, and also from Edmonton, and also people from Germany and people from Switzerland, and all over the world, England, and have nice chance to visit with them, talk to them about the country, and give them the little historical card so they can take it home, and sometime when they have a moment they can put the thing in their computer and take a look at the stuff and hope they enjoy the free pictures. I always give them a little bit of a joke. I say, I'm going to give you some history. It's free, but the trouble with free is if if you don't like it, I can't give your money back because you got it free to begin with. So that's what history and sharing is all about. It's nice about being retired. You can sit down with your friends, or you can sit down with new friends who you don't know yet. You introduce yourself and start talking about what's it like to be a senior. I think I'm going to be 87 this year. And a lot of people are older than me and some are younger. So I have a chance to compare where they're living and what the weather's like in the winter and what they do and what kind of a job did they do when they worked and are they retired now and what's their plans about being retired. And I tell them about my late wife and I. We bought a 28-foot motorhome, and we traveled for 25 years. We traveled up and down the Alaska Highway. We went to Prince Rupert. We went up to Anchorage, Alaska, up north. We went across Canada, and we went down to Nashville and into the States quite a bit. And we go across the border to Spokane, Washington, and Colville, and Coeur d'Alene. And there's so much to see. And Canada, BC and Canada has got so much to see. So I try to get people that are retiring involved in traveling. And the idea behind that is we were lucky. We traveled for 25 years, but my wife got sick. And near the end of our travel time, she started coughing up blood, and she wound up dying after 4 years of passing out on the floor and throwing up blood all over the place. And she told me one day when she was in the hospital, after the doctor told her that she was only going to live about 3 months, she said, if my heart ever stops, don't start it again because the quality of life is gone. So I promised her that, and about 2 weeks later, we were in the hospital one day having a blood test with her, and her eyes turned really bright blue, and I seen that when her dad died, and so I said, are you okay? And she said, I've got a real big pain in my chest here, and she folded over in the wheelchair, and I rolled into the emergency ward, and they said within 2 minutes, the guy said she'd had a massive stroke. So they proceeded, they were going to start shoving things in her mouth and start beating on her to try and bring her back, and I said, no, don't. We have to, it's emergency ward. I said, no. My wife gave me specific instructions that if anything happened to her and her heart stopped, not to start it again because she didn't want to live anymore because her quality of life was gone. And we'd had a great time. We're 56 years, and she didn't want to be alive anymore because the quality of life wasn't there anymore. And it's a kind of a sad thing to talk about, but You know, if you've been married that many years and you make a promise, you know, I promised her, I said, look, if that ever happens, I won't wake you up again. You know, I'll miss you and I'll remember you, but you know, if your wish is that you want to die, that's what'll happen. I mean, you're in charge, you're the boss, and I can't live what you're going through. I can see it, and it doesn't look very much fun to me. So I just wanted to remind you, I have a do not resuscitate bracelet on my wrist here with both my son's phone numbers on there, and if their instruction is if they ever get a call from the ambulance or from the doctor, I'm in the hospital and they come to see me, and I've got an incurable disease, or I have Alzheimer's so bad I don't know, I can't talk to them anymore. They have the same instruction that my wife gave me. You know, don't if if I don't recognize you as family and we can't talk and carry on a nice conversation, it's time to go. And they have the approval to take my completed right to die with dignity form, which is completed. They're available for anybody off Google. You can go on Google in BC and just type in right to die with dignity forms BC, and you can download them and print them right in your computer. And you make them up, and you have a friend sign them. It's not in your will, and then you take them to your doctor, and they put them in the system. The doctor sends it over to Kelowna, and it gets typed into the system and recorded. And then you get another doctor who comes to gives you a second opinion, and they check you over, and they write down the condition you're in now, and also they say, well, you're too good a shape right now, but later on when time comes, when my boys know and they see that I'm in a condition that I said that I didn't want to be in, it'd be the same thing as what my wife told me. You know, mine might not be a heart stoppage. It might be a situation where I can't walk anymore and I can't talk properly and I got Alzheimer's, and that'll be there. They held permission at that point to put me to sleep, and they just have to talk to the doctor and arrange the date, and I have a prepaid funeral, and it's all looked after, and there's no stress on anybody because they're just following the instructions that I give them. So it's a great system, and I'm really happy to be involved with it. I would encourage anybody who hasn't done that to do it, because it's going to be an easy thing for everybody when the time comes. But we're not going to use it until the time's ready. So we're enjoying everything we can every day, every moment, and every second of the day. And we look forward to tomorrow to see what we can do tomorrow. We enjoy music, we enjoy people, new friends and family, and we're having a great time. We remember wonderful times for our wife, but realizing that we can't bring her back. We have all the memories. So have yourself a great evening, and bye for now.